G'day, this is Uncle Rags. I wanted to just cover something about COVID-19, people that are banging on about science against Covididiots, right? And people who are against what's going on in this world with all the rules and regulations are people who don't understand science. So I just want to, cover that side of it. To do that, I need to tell you a quick story about an Indian boy that used to live in a little village. That village people were always riddled with illnesses, had so many issues going on in that village with health. Even a common flu would make it so difficult. People were getting really sick with it and so on. So he wanted to dedicate his life to these villages in curing them out of this misery. So he, from young days, he concentrated on getting money together by working very hard, and also with the help of his mum and dad, he managed to find himself in the city where he entered medical school, did very well, a very top student, got his degree in medicine, and then came back as promised back to his village and started a small practice. Okay, and he was curing people from all sorts of illnesses that were coming into the surgery. There were thousands of people coming there. So obviously, the reward obviously was money because he got paid for the work that he did. And suddenly he found himself getting wealthier and wealthier. So eventually got really wealthy. He could afford to get married to this beautiful girl in town. Um, and built a massive home, a mansion with pool and everything, right? I had two children. He was able to send them to private schools in the city, chauffeur driven. He was just having the best of his life, the fruits of his work. But eventually, with the way it is today, with Google searches and so on, people started to research into things that was going wrong with them and got better with understanding that there is a prevention. You can prevent things from getting sick rather than go for cure, do nothing. They got better, and the whole village are now changing place. So suddenly, not as many people are getting ill. So people are not visiting his what do you call it, practice any longer. So from thousands went down to 100, and then it came into single numbers basically. So suddenly the doctor found himself, hey, I can't afford to pay for my children's schooling anymore. He can't even pay for his electricity bill for a huge mansion like that. So he got very upset. He decided to go and complain. This is what they do in India sometimes, go to the God always with their complaint and wanting help. So he went to a temple and he prayed to God and he said, God, what is going on? I'm always been dedicated to this village. From young days, I want to help them. I worked so hard and I have been curing people of illnesses and I've done everything right. And now I'm in trouble because no one is sick, getting sick any longer. There's no pandemics coming through this village. What's going on, God? Please help me because how am I going to find the next dollar? And at this moment, I tell you guys, this doctor has lost his right to practice medicine. Because you know why? It's not about the patients or it's not about the cure with him anymore. It's just about money. Because I can tell you, the money, the power, those things can actually change a person over time. Okay, you may start off with the very good intentions, but along the way, those intentions can turn into something really bad because you got used to money and that sort of lifestyle and so on. Now, these are the type of people who sold their souls have been poached by some of the big tobacco companies, pharma companies, chemical companies. All these people end up there because they are now looking only at the money. And goes with doctors, scientists, and so on. Not to say that there are some great doctors and scientists out there still who are doing the right thing and working very hard, but some of the people that we see today are actually controlled by billionaires and or massive companies. Okay, I'll give you an example. What about the scientists that go to the court and actually say that tobacco doesn't affect human beings in way that they have, they're suing the tobacco company or whatever, and they are sitting there and actually saying this, and there are people that have changed the whole nature of food consumption. For example, things like corn in North America, I won't even touch it, because what Monsanto has done, if you're eating that, you are not eating anything nutritional or of any value to your body. You're eating actually poison, to be honest, because that's the sort of damage that they're doing out there. And I remember as a kid spraying DDT on my feet to protect me from getting bitten by ants. There was a common thing. You can ask the people of those times. And people used to be sprayed with chemicals on their bags when they go to school so that they don't carry insects with them or whatever, right? So these are the type of things that happen, and this was all done by scientists and agreed by the governments, right? So you can't tell us that, we don't understand science. We understand science, but we are against the scientists that are actually being put in these places to brainwash our minds. Okay, and if you want to see the other side, you also got, instead of staying with the main media and just only watching BBC, ABC, and your CNN and all these things, yeah, just have a look at sometimes at Foxtel and also Sky or something like that. Yeah, just widen your mind a little bit, because the way you say it is the scientists are all saying this. That's not true, because if you look at it, there are so many different views on this subject. Okay, many scientists are against it. You don't see that on main media because you get banned. Okay, so we follow those things, and we are not stupid about science. We understand science. We love science. There are so many scientists are fighting for us, and also doctors that are saying, no, this is rubbish. Okay, so with that, I'll leave it up to you. But look, only thing is, you want to go that way, that's fine. We want to go this way. But at the end of the day, it's not about science. It's about how controlled we are. Okay, thank you guys. Catch you next time around. Bye.